Rock 100.5 KATT. It's Cameron Buchholtz here with Henry from Last Podcast on the Left. What's going on, man?
Dude, it's good to be here. Good to be in your city. Love seeing the tight Cowboys.
Sure, yeah, lots of cowboy cut jeans, and well, maybe not because it's going to be like 110 degrees, but there'll still be some dudes around wearing the cowboy cut jeans.
As long as they're filling them out, I'm there, buddy.
I mean,
God, I love those high-hatted Cowboys. Woo!
they might be filling them out in the wrong ways, but they'll fill them out.
Yeah,
That's
I
how it
don't
goes.
mind. I don't mind what we call in the industry of having an egg-shaped body, what's called the front butt.
Okay, sure.
And to be honest, I think it can be just as exotic and as intoxicating as the back one.
There you go. Do you have to buy? Do you like keep an eye on the certain types of jeans? I would imagine the cowboy cut that we're talking about probably don't work.
You want a deep, I believe the term is what they call the uprise. I think that's
Okay.
what's called. You want a deep bucket. You want my pants, the line from the fly button around to the back of my pants is longer than the waist.
Okay. All
That's
right.
the
I'm
key.
trying to imagine that that's I'm not a tailor, so I can't quite picture that, but it but if people want to see those pants, they can go to the Tower Theater Saturday nights.
You got to. Yes, we were doing Last Podcast on the Left Live, JK Ultra that night. We've been to OKC several times.
Mhm.
I have been into almost 2 altercations in your honky tonks.
Okay.
I can't wait to get back out there. I'm going to even the score this time.
Nice. Well, and this is a new venue for you guys, I believe. I think you've done a couple
Yes.
different theaters the previous times you've been here, and it's a little more. There's some cool bars around and stuff. So you're in the thick of things.
I can't wait. No, and I'm really excited for people to receive this show because it is, I'm going to say it's a bit on the harder edged side, but I think
Okay.
people are going to like it. I think it's a lot of, this is one of those where I just say, don't come if you're a priest.
Okay. But what about nuns? Are they okay?
As long as they're willing to, you know what I mean? As long
Sure.
as they're willing, I want to see it all. You
Fair
got to get
enough.
those. Yep. That's what happens. If you're a nun, you got to, it tits out.
And you don't want to say as long as you're willing to priests.
Oh, no. I do.
Yeah,
I
that
give
goes
them
that
no
goes
quarter.
that goes a different direction.
No, I give them no quarter. I will not. I will not see a priest's penis. You couldn't give me money to see a priest's penis.
Oh, I bet you could.
Actually, yeah. You know what?
Like
Yeah,
this,
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take money. You're right.
Yeah. And I like the idea that it would be wearing a collar as well.
Oh, it has to be. I mean, that's the only way. It's Roman.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But now, what exactly? As far as people who haven't seen Last Podcast live before, what does the live show entail? Because obviously, it's not just going to be you guys recording a podcast in front of an audience.
Absolutely not. I don't believe in that. I think if you pay to see people sitting down and they're not Bob Dylan, you're a fool. All right. What we do is a sort of 3-headed stand-up show that is every show has a theme. This is about our 9th tour. So JK Ultra, this theme is like normally we would separate into sort of segments, but this one we're doing one giant theme, which is all about conspiracies surrounding the Vatican. And we have a really good time because let's just say the Vatican is not the most transparent body, governing body that you can imagine.
Sure, I would. Yeah, I would. When I think of the Catholic Church, transparency is not the first word that comes to mind.
Absolutely not, but except very much so in their love for the Nazis. But we cover that very deep within
would
our
imagine.
show.
I would imagine that you do.
Oh, we do. No, it's funny. Truly, it is I want to say it's our funniest tour that we've put together because normally we workshop it over time. So we start off by kind of improvising the whole thing and then it gets solidified and then we throw it out and we change it. We do all this kind of stuff. So at this point, this show has been rolling for like 2 years and it's extremely tight. And this is the very last weekend we're doing it. So it is
Gotcha.
nice to do the send off in Oklahoma City.
And now, when here in Oklahoma, I don't. Our Catholic population is pretty minimal, I believe. But when
I
you've
imagine
done
you
it-
guys think they're cultists here.
A little bit. There's, but when you go to you've done this in towns like Boston and stuff, I assume where there's a larger Catholic population. What the people that coming to see you get it, I'm sure, but has there been any, pushback or anything of like, oh, you can't make fun of that?
The best part is truly we've actually turned some people. People have come to our show not expecting to be as into because of the subject matter. And we actually had several Catholics that came were like, oh, wow, I actually didn't know that. which is kind of funny in the sea of horrible jokes that
Yeah,
we actually put information in. So we've broken a couple of people. We had an Episcopalian minister come one time. And she said in a Q&A, she was really moved almost at the honesty of it, which I find hilarious. And obviously, if you're raised Catholic and you aren't Stephen Colbert, where you have direct access to the Pope, you're probably an ex-Catholic. So
sure.
you are everybody that is in the big Catholic towns, the show pops like you
Nice.
wouldn't believe.
I'm gonna
Boston loved it.
I'm just gonna assume that the Pope was actually at your Chicago show and just didn't make his presence known.
That Chicago Pope can blow me.
I don't know.
Is that good for radio? Is that good for
It's
radio,
fine.
guys?
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
great, great,
fine.
great, great.
I love the idea that the Pope has had Malort. That's
It's
anything beyond that is whatever.
I do appreciate a Pope that likes raw onion because I
Okay.
also like raw onion, and you got to have that in a Chicago dog. It doesn't
Oof.
count unless it has raw onion on it.
Then I've never
But
had a Chicago dog.
he is very much he is the same as every single pope before him. So that's the key. A lot of what we cover in this show is that popes come and go, and there's various flavor of pope. Some of them are a little more sour than sweet, but all of them pretty much have the same exact palate, which is anti every single thing that isn't Catholicism blessed, which is any form of LGBTQ person, anybody on the trans spectrum, anybody on the stuff. So that pope, the new pope, the new friendly pope, is just as willing to sell them down the river as
Oh,
every
sure.
single other pope before him.
Yeah, I mean that's the main requirement of the job. But
Yeah, it's got to hold the line, and for that, I kind of respect him.
but now you mentioned the show being kind of a three-headed stand-up show, but your background is more in like sketch because
Yes.
I actually I'm a long time. I've been doing stand-up for 20 years and lived in New York for a while. And I don't think we ever met, but we traveled in similar circles back in your like murder fist days at like the Creek in the Cave and whatnot.
That's incredible. What a small world. It's so cool. Isn't that
Yeah,
funny?
yeah.
I don't call me a stand-up. I am not a stand-up. I am an improv comedian slash sketch comedian.
Mm,
Ed Larson that travels with us, he's a full-on stand-up, and Marcus is not a stand-up at all. So,
mm,
but what we do is like Ed and I, for when we do Side Stories Live, which is our sister show, the last podcast on the left, we weaponize our years of working together. So Ed and I will improvise a full hour-long show on the themes of either stuff that's a last podcast related in the town that we're in, and also stories that we do. So it's a full improv show. And then this show, it's improv first. So I honestly, that's how I came to performing stand-up, because I'm not a
mm,
traditional stand-up. And I would do character stand-up from in the New York days. Like I did
mm.
like things where I'd show up. And now we found that I can do punchlines, I can create punchlines, and it's really just kind of slightly shifting the way I think about how I'm joking around on stage. Where
Sure.
an improv, I'm looking for more emotional truth, which I am in stand-up, but I'm looking in a stand-up. When I'm doing stand-up, I'm learning how to do that emotional truth in as little words as possible.
Well,
That to me is like the difference between the two. Like one is like improv, I can splatter.
sure.
And when I get it finally to the stage for last podcast proper, I want it to be very refined.
Nice. Well, I'm assuming you're gonna take those lessons you've learned doing the last podcast live, and then this is the end of this tour. Now it's time to take it to Kill Tony.
I can't wait to be amongst the elite of the homeless, racist men that he pulls off of the street of Austin. I gotta be there.
It's a quick 5-hour drive down to Austin from Oklahoma City, so it'll be real simple.
I need his approval. I need his approval.
Yeah. We won't dive into that anymore.
No, we don't need
but,
to.
yeah, no need. But yeah, so you're doing the Tower Theater here in OKC, which is a rad venue. But on Friday night, you're actually doing Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa, which is like a historic music venue, which is going to be super rad. And I'd imagine you guys have done a lot of really cool old theaters and rad venues.
We really have done, like, it's kind of funny too, because like I'm a bunch of places I've never even been. I've never seen the actual inside of. You know what I mean? Like I've been in incredible theaters like the Pabst Theater in Milwaukee, and we did Red Rocks, which was insane. That was completely insane.
Are you guys the only podcast that have done Red Rocks? Like that seems nuts.
We got Red Rocks when they were at their lowest, right after
Okay,
COVID, which was
gotcha. So,
awesome. That's
so
how
they
you
were
get into things. That's how you get into things. You just wait until it bottoms out, like almost the entire industry is flamed out.
sure.
Then they come to podcast. But like, it is crazy. So we were Canes is cool because I know the whole like the Sex Pistols connection, and
Hmm.
there's a bunch of other stuff, and they are my favorite theaters to play. Like that's kind of the stuff that has texture and fun. Like I'll always remember there was a theater that we did in Vancouver that everybody was like, "Oh, it's Doug Stanhope's favorite place in the world," and we were like, "Oh, fuck yeah, we're as hardcore as him." And
Yeah.
then you went there, and we were like, "Oh, we're not though.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
different.
we're not though." It was the scariest street I've ever seen in the face of the planet, and I was just like, "But it is." I'm very privileged to have been on a lot of amazing stages.
And
Like,
and
and I sometimes feels like I'm cheating because it's through podcasting.
well, hey, no, that's it's how it works, man.
Yeah.
But and Cade's isn't even really. It's very much a honky tonk. Like it's a big giant dance floor. Like it's not a theater. I mean, they'll
No, I
obviously they'll
know.
have seats for your show, but it's yeah, you're gonna have fun.
That's my I love it. I want it to be as sketch as humanly possible. One of my favorite things is going into like because truly the fanciest places in the world, the fanciest theaters in the world are like they are nice, they're
Mm,
fun, and they are elite, and they have the great staff and all that kind of whatever. But then there are things where it's like we were just doing. I won't say the show. We were doing a show in a big theater, and our sound cut out in the middle of our show. We had a huge problem. We had to stop, do a thing. We did a show for 200 people in Fairbanks, Alaska, in a basement
okay.
that had the best acoustics I've ever
Wait,
heard.
is this Chillicoot Charlie's?
Chillicoot Charlie's. No, no, no. It's
Okay.
another. I
Because
know
Chillicoot
what you're
Charlie's
talking
is the
about.
like the famous Alaska stand-up venue, but it
Yes,
seems
no,
like
it
they
was
might.
not Chillicoot Charlie's. No, 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 no. It
Okay.
is so
They
funny
may not
because
even be
no,
in Fairbanks. It might that might be
it's
in.
in Anchorage.
Okay,
It's in
okay,
Anchorage.
yeah.
No, I know we did this literally a makeshift burlesque theater in a
Okay,
basement of this structure that has all of Fairbanks, Alaska's main businesses are all in like one building.
that makes
And
sense.
so but that's like the example of like, you never know when the best show of your life is going to be and where it's going to be.
Well, I can tell you, it's going to be Saturday night at Tower Theater. And
Excellent. No, I'm excited. We're sold out. I think everybody's going
oh, I didn't
to,
realize it was sold out. So this is a
we
pointless
just hit
interview.
it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
We
Well,
just, no, it's great. No, 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 no. Have them wait.
sure.
If you want to, if you like this, stand outside the theater, or if you hate me, please protest
There you go.
because I think that that's honestly that would be huge for us, and we need it for pictures. If we had a giant protest in front, that'd actually be great.
Okay, we'll spread the word.
Yeah.
I'll try to message the Catholic Church.
Oh, please
But
do. They get, but in the end, I just hate when they're so above it. Like that's the problem is that you can get real mileage out of like Presbyterian churches and stuff like that because they
mm,
get really upset. But the Catholics are just they just don't care because
they're
they're
just
already
yeah,
past it. Yeah.
sure. They're in their own little world. But well, anyway, well, thank you for the time, man. I was gonna say people
Dude.
go to Tower Theater OKC.com to buy tickets, but don't do that, I guess, unless
No,
somehow
well,
tickets are released or whatever.
I do believe we're going to have a small amount released day of, and there's
Okay,
always, people die,
sure.
and then the tickets go up for resale. So that's what I do. I really wait to the very end, and I wait till if there's some kind of new novel virus, or if I wait and then I try to buy the tickets.
Yeah, and hey, I might decide I'm not going, so my seat might be open.
You fucker.
Yeah,
You fucking piece of shit.
I know.
You dare. Don't you do this to me.
But no, we will see you Saturday night, Tower Theater. Last podcast on the left, the JK Ultra Tour. Henry, thank you so much, man.
Dude, thank you. Hail
All right.
Satan.